Welcome to a brand new episode of the Post Game. I am your host Davion, and I'm back with a solo video today. I'm going to be talking to y'all and ranting about Sean Payton, about what the future of Sean Payton could look like, and where I think he'll end up next season. I think reports came out today. First off, reports came out today that Sean Payton, the former head coach of the New Orleans Saints, he retired last season. Retired last season. He might come back, next season to coach in 23. And so reports came out today that I think he said he was 70% sure he will be at Fox again next season, doing that whole job. But other reports that came out today or yesterday, Broncos requested a interview with Sean Payton. Saints accepted the interview. Saints are looking for a first round pick to essentially buy Sean Payton, and so a first round pick is what the Saints want in order for any team to obtain Sean Payton. So I'm gonna go through each team where I think he could go, who wants him, or that just looks like that can be feasible for Sean Payton. So first off, I'm gonna start with the New Orleans Saints. So he's still in contract with the Saints for 2 more seasons. Um, Dennis Allen, the head coach now for the Saints, did not have a good season, and he didn't look like he was ready for that head coaching role. Saints, listen, if you look at the Saints, Sean Payton's been with the organization for 10 plus years. He knows the city. He knows what it takes to win a Super Bowl because he has. And I think, in my opinion, being a Saints fan, I think Sean Payton or the Saints are a good quarterback away from being playoff contenders, winning. I definitely think they will win um, the NFC South if they got a quarterback. So more reports are just flying all the speculation and stuff are flying out. And one of the speculations that came out today was that Tom Brady is up for contract this season. Maybe Tom Brady goes to the Saints. Sean Payton comes back because last season we know Sean Payton and Tom Brady were supposed to go to Miami to build a superstar team there, but then the whole Brian Flores stuff came out, and so what the Saints and Sean Payton want now, maybe they'll go. Sean Payton will come back, get boosted back into that head coaching position. Dennis Allen can get demoted back to defensive coordinator, which he's been really good at. And Tom Brady comes to the Saints, or the Saints could look for something, trade some more draft picks away and get a quarterback this season, or whatever the case may be. They could tank next season and go get someone coming out of college next year. You never know. So I think that's for me. That's what the Saints are doing. Chargers. Chargers are the most complete team, I think, on this list. Yes, they are the most complete team that I'm going to go through. The Chargers, very complete. They have a star quarterback, which we know Sean Payton thrives off of, is having star quarterbacks. And so it'll be easy for him to slide right into the team and just, implement what he did with New Orleans to win a Super Bowl. But right now, I think the only reason the Chargers won't make it or won't make this pick, I guess, or this selection for Sean Payton is because Chargers are in the playoffs. Brandon Staley won't be fired because they made it to the playoffs at I think it was a 11-8 records, or 11-7 record, or 11-6 record, something like that. I don't remember what it was. Um, so I think because he got to the playoffs, and because that team looks like they can be contenders in the AFC, they won't fire him. If they didn't make the playoffs this season, I think he would have been fired. But I think he knew his job was on the line, Brandon Staley, so he decided to stay. I meant to be a better coach, I guess, and coach that team up to being in a top playoff spot. So that being said, he won't go with the Chargers because they won't need a head coach. The Colts. I haven't heard many people talk about the Colts. Jeff Saturday obviously isn't staying in Indianapolis. They are in position to draft a star quarterback with that 7 overall pick. Some people are saying C.J. Stroud. So I mean that could be a lot of potential there. And they arguably have a solid team, minus coaching and quarterback play. So if they can figure out coaching, which would be Sean Payton, and quarterback play, which would be C.J. Stroud, you completely have changed around what your team looks like now, and can potentially give you turn you into a contender in that division. You have Jacksonville with the Colts, and you have the Titans, and that's about it. And I think you can beat the Titans, and Jacksonville can be beat as well. Not saying that the Jacksonville is terrible, but because they definitely transformed this season. But I think they can still be beat. So I mean, there you go. You got the Colts. I don't know. Not many people have been talking about it. Jeff said I was going to be out of the job. The Commanders, definitely a team full of dysfunction. You probably wouldn't want to go there, but just because I think they're going to fire Ron Rivera. I think Rivera is on the way out of Washington, and he will be somewhere else next season. Whether that's I don't know the Colts, whether that's some of these other jobs that are going to open up, you never know. But yeah, the Commanders are definitely a team that no one's talking about. And I mean, they have showed that they are a really good team as well. Defense is solid, especially towards the end of the season. They started to wake up. Offense is complete. I mean, they have a lot of weapons on offense. Just looking for a quarterback who they're gonna, stay with and be really consistent on because Carson Wentz isn't that guy. Carson Wentz is not their quarterback of the future. Sam Howell played today. He didn't look terrible. Threw a pick into triple coverage, but that's neither here nor there. And so, Terry McLaurin, some of those guys, they have a really good offense that just needs a quarterback and good play calling to make them good. And for the Commanders to stop being dysfunctional. I mean, that's it. They just need the front office to sell and so it can be over with. Um, Arizona Cardinals. I think Cliff Kingsbury is gone. He has not showed much. I think they were 11. I mean, 4 and was it 17 weeks? So they were 4-13 this season, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and that's not good at all. I understand. I mean, especially with a star quarterback that you just paid a lot of money to, that's not good at all. So I know they've been riddled with injuries this season, but that doesn't. 4 wins is not enough, especially in a division where the Rams weren't even that good this season. So I think Cliff Kingsbury might be out of a job. I mean, they're a team who I'm just based off my reason for picking the Cardinals in this list is because they're going to be out of a head coach. That doesn't mean they are good enough to succeed and even get Sean Payton's attention. But I think you have a star future quarterback and Kyler Murray, and so maybe I mean you never know what head coaches or Sean Payton wants these days. And last up, the Rams. Why? Sean McVay, he's 36 years old. He has a Super Bowl. He can leave the NFL, come back in 10, 15 years, and still win more. He's very young. And, I think his decision right now of whether he's going to coach next season is still up in the air about, if he wants to go. Because he's such a smart, like, head coach that he can go make double the amount of money that he's making as a head coach broadcasting. And so maybe he does that. Maybe he goes broadcast for a couple of years and then comes back when the time is right. But that would free up and the Rams, which won a Super Bowl last season. I don't think they're back to what that I think they need to start rebuilding. I think they need to trade Stafford. They need to trade Aaron Donald and trade Jalen Ramsey. I mean, that's a lot of money that those three players are holding up. So if they can get those guys gone and fix what this team has been going through this season, because they're not. It's not. They haven't had a good season as well. And so if they could, fully go through all that and Sean Payton can come in, do what he wants to do and get a quarterback that he wants while having Cooper Cup, Allen Robinson hopefully can be a threat, and some of those other guys. I think he could probably turn the Rams around. But me personally, where do I think Sean Payton will be next season? There's only two options because I didn't talk about actually. Let me talk about Broncos one real quick. The Broncos, I don't think he'll be the head coach. Well, here's what's hard for me. Denver's in a very hard division with the Chiefs, the Chargers, and the Raiders. They're in a really hard division. Um, Wilson doesn't look that good. He didn't have a good season. I'm going to give him one more season before I completely kill him off. But he didn't look that good this season. Yes, their defense is one of the top in the leagues. But when your offense can't score at all, that's a problem. And so Maybe you go get Sean Payton. He can completely change, completely turn around a broken Russell Wilson because he's the same thing with Drew Brees with that shoulder. And so maybe that 100% is an option. And they'll pay him a lot of money. But what do I think he'll be? He'll either be two places. He'll be broadcasting next year, Sean Payton. He'll be broadcasting, or he'll be with the New Orleans Saints. Shoot me in the foot if you want. That's where I think he will be next season. Let me know down in the comments where do you think Sean Payton will go, and what the future would look like for him, and maybe the New Orleans Saints. But yeah, thanks for listening. If you made it this far, leave a comment. Tell me your favorite thing about what I just said. Yeah, my name is Davion. This has been the post game. Peace.